let's talk about decoys. Now, anybody that's a fan of this channel and a subscriber for any amount of time knows I'm not a big fan of decoys. I don't hunt with them very much. However, I do own one decoy, and that's all I own to my name. And I've had it for several years, and it's just an old Feather Flex decoy that I bought that I can put in the back of my vest. I bought it for like $7 years ago at Walmart. And that's the only one I ever had. You know, it's the only one I've ever owned, pretty much. And it never sees a light of day 98% of the time during turkey season. So a lot of people over the years have said, hey, you know, what's your opinion on decoys? And lately I've been getting some requests that, hey, you know, can you do a video on decoys? You know, we want to hear you talk about what your thoughts on decoys is, since we don't really see you hunting with them. Well, okay, I'm going to break it down for you, okay? So here we go. Am I against decoys? Absolutely not. Have I shot turkeys over decoys? Absolutely have. I have had luck with decoys in the past, very few times, and so that's why I got one. And I'm not against anybody using a decoy. However, I have seen times where decoys can be your worst enemy during a turkey hunt. And personally, I've seen times where they have hurt me more than they've helped me over the years. And two, my style of hunting is just not really fitting for decoys. I like to be able to move. I like to be able to get up and move quick if I have to on a gobbler. I like to be able to crawl. I like to be able to do whatever I got to do to get in that turkey's bubble in order to kill him. And I don't want to have to be out there and pulling up stakes of a decoy and putting it in my vest if I have to move real quick. Or nowadays, you know, they got all these decoys that they put in a bag and put over their shoulder and look like Santa Claus going out through the woods. And I don't want to have to deal with that. I just want me and the turkey sitting up, back up against the tree, knees to my face, and I want that turkey come looking for me. And and please don't start a debate in the comments, okay? But to me, this is me, okay? This is not anything to do with you. This is me. I still personally believe that's the best way to turkey hunt. Is when you're just out there calling the turkeys, and that gobbler's coming in looking for you, and he believes there's a hen up there, and he comes in to 20, 15, 7, 6 yards. I've had them at 5 steps, you know, looking for me and never see me and be able to kill him. That is a rush that I feel personally that you will never get from decoy hunting. However, there are some people who will say the exact opposite. There's people who say, man, the thrill for me is watching that gobbler come in and flog my decoy gobbler and trying to breed that hen I got out there. Man, I just love it. And that's all right. Hey, everybody likes different things. But you're going to hurt yourself if you get in that mind frame that I got to have a decoy to kill a turkey. And if you don't learn how to hunt turkeys without one, man, you're really setting yourself up for a disaster. See, me and many other turkey hunters that have mastered the art of calling the turkeys and just killing them without them. See, we can hunt with decoys and have a blast. We can hunt without decoys and have a blast. See, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where we go. You know, we're not crippled up in our mind that we got to have this to kill a turkey. Whereas somebody who you know, is all about decoys and they feel like they can't kill one unless they, unless they have one, a decoy. Man, I'll tell you what, you're going to find times it's going to hurt you. Now, you know that I don't believe in call shy. All right, y'all heard me preach this for years. I don't believe there's ever been a call shy turkeys on planet Earth. I believe they're idiot shy. They're human shy. That's what shuts turkeys up. It's not calling, all right? So I don't believe in call shy. However, I do believe in decoy shy. Absolutely. I've seen it too many times. Decoy shy is a real thing. I've seen gobblers come in, look at a decoy, fold their wings, and just walk the other way because they didn't like it. Decoy shy. I have seen that. And that's them times when I've hunted with the decoy that I want to take that decoy, rip it up in half, or kick it over a hill and never see one again and say, man, if I wouldn't have had that decoy out there, he'd have probably come right on you and I'd have killed him. So I have seen decoy shy. Now, why do they shy away from a decoy? All right, let's talk about it. Okay, we're going to break it down. Here we go. Y'all want my opinion? Here's my opinion. All right, let's think about it. You're still hunting a flock of turkeys during the spring season. What do you mean? All right, on your property, whether it's private or public, but especially private, if you're hunting a particular piece of property, all them turkeys you saw in deer season when you was out bow hunting or rifle hunting and you saw these gobblers grouped together, or you saw all these hens grouped up together, that's that flock of turkeys that live primarily on that property. In the fall, summer, and winter, 3 seasons out of 4, they are flocked up. They like to be together. One season out of the entire year is where you're hunting, all right, turkeys that is not flocked up, and they're scattered flocks, all right, but that same flock is on that property. So let's say you're hunting a flock of turkeys that is an older flock. It's got several 4, 5-year-old gobblers, big old hook, turkeys. I mean, just older, mature turkeys on that property as far as gobblers. You're going to have more better experiences with a decoy on a property like that, where you've got a lot of bigger, older turkeys that they will work a decoy many times. They will come in and flog the decoy and try to breed the decoy hen. You will have that experience on a flock of turkeys that has older gobblers in the bunch. But let's say you're hunting a property that has a lot of 2-year-olds and maybe some 3-year-olds that's been whooped around by 1 or 2 of them big gobblers that just happens to be around, and he's got most of the hens. Then when that subordinate gobbler comes in and he sees that stutter decoy of yours out there in a field or open place, and he sees that hen out there with it, they're going to fold their wings many times, and they're going to turn around and go right the other way because they're afraid to come in, because they don't want to get whooped again. And they think that's that bigger gobbler, and so they shy away from it. Whereas if you didn't have that decoy out there, and it would have just been you back up against the tree, knees to your face, calling the turkey, he might have come right on in looking for you. So if you're hunting a flock of turkeys where you're not seeing a lot of good results with decoy, just leave it in the truck and don't hunt with it, because probably that's a flock that don't have a lot of mature gobblers in the bunch. Even though they're, you're seeing long beards and full fans, it doesn't mean that he's an older turkey that's dominant. So that's why a lot of people get gobbler shy or decoy shy gobblers that they're hunting, and they're not having success with the decoys. So that would be my advice. Watch the turkeys and how they interact on that property. If they're not doing well with decoys, don't use them. If they're doing well with decoys, hey, keep using them. That's fine, So a lot of it has to do with that particular flock of gobblers that you're hunting, that's just happened at that one time of year to be scattered. So just remember that when you're placing a decoy and you're seeing results, whether negative or positive, just remember that's one of the reasons why turkeys a lot of times don't respond to decoys, is because they're subordinate. We see on social media, we see on television, we see all these gobblers coming in and working decoys, and we want that experience, so we go out and we spend hundreds of dollars sometimes. A lot of guys spend hundreds of dollars on decoys, and then they're disappointed when they don't have the good experiences that they watched on television or social media. Their favorite hunter, they get disappointed and feel like they wasted a bunch of money, or they say, well, what am I doing wrong? The truth is, you're not doing anything wrong. Again, it goes back to the turkeys that you're hunting. But let's talk about when decoys do help you. All right, because there's times when they will help you, and that's why I own one, and that's why sometimes, like 2% of the season, I'll put that decoy out, and sometimes I've shot gobblers over it. And this is when I primarily use a decoy most of the time, is when they're not gobbling, they're not saying nothing, and we're all going to have them mornings, where they're just not saying anything, and maybe it's a flat property, maybe it's open property, maybe it's out in the Midwest, or maybe it's in cow pasture country, somewhere where I don't have room to get out and move around like I do in the hardwoods here, or maybe it's just a flat and open that there's just no way that you can go right or left much without them seeing you. So when they're not gobbling, and I don't want to be up walking around and messing my whole property up, I'll just go into a corner of a field. I'll I'll go into a corner of an open place and I'll set that decoy out, and many times I'll just start blind calling or just soft calling, you know, what we call blind calling. I'll just call every once in a while and have that decoy set out in that open place. And I think sometimes that has helped me personally kill a gobbler where that he's come out there and I haven't seen him because he's not gobbling. Maybe he's down under the hill, maybe he's, you know, come out where he can look up and he sees this hen decoy up there, and that's convinced him to just come on in, where he may have not come in if I'd just been up there calling. He'd popped out there, not seen nothing, and just ducked back in the woods. So that's when I feel like it's helped me, is on those silent mornings when they've just kind of sucked into a decoy and I didn't even know they was on the place. And here's another reason why I think they help on silent mornings is, you know, many times you're not ready when they're silent. You know, you're sitting there many times with a gun laying across your lap because you're not doing this, you know, 6 hours a day when they're not gobbling, you know. So a lot of times your gun's on your lap, you're out of position, and then all of a sudden you hear a spitting and drumming, you look up, here's that gobbler strutting and coming into your decoy, and you're going, oh my Lord, man, what do I do? And if his mind's on that decoy and he walks past you, because you always want to set your decoy up past you. You know, if you're right-handed shooter, over to your left. If you're left-handed shooter, set it over to your right. Don't set it out in front of you, because many times if you set it right out in front of you like this, he's going to get tunnel. Because you get tunnel vision. You set that decoy out, he's going to look past that decoy and he may see something back there he don't like, or you move maybe just a little bit and he's out of there, you know, because he saw something past that decoy. Where if that decoy was sitting past you and he had to walk past you a little bit, have his mind over here, sometimes, not all the time, but many times you can kind of move a little bit. Many times they're strutting, so his head's kind of hid behind his, you know, because of this fan, and you can move a little bit and kill him that way. And so you have a little bit more leeway to move when they're coming into a decoy. So on silent mornings, many times they'll catch you by surprise, and that's why I like for his mind to be on a decoy. So that's the times when I think they're most successful to me. For me is when I have to sit there and blind call on silent mornings. So that's just something you might want to remember for all you anti-decoy people, or maybe those like me that just don't hunt with one, you know, much. It's always good to have one in your vest, because sometimes they will help you, and hey, I'm out there to kill a turkey, so if it helps me, great. Most of the time it don't, and I want to kick them over a hill. So I don't use them very much, and that's why. Another time when decoys will really help you is when you're hunting with a kid or hunting with a person who is not experienced at turkey hunting, and they just haven't learned to sit real still. You know, a lot of times the decoy will really help you in that situation. So if you're hunting with a kid and maybe you don't have access to a pop-up blind, or maybe you don't own one, and you go out there and sit up against a tree, and the kid's kind of moving a little bit, decoys will help you to get that gobbler's mind again off of where you're setting at, and many times that'll save you on a hunt. But even if you do have a pop-up blind, you're setting in that blind with a kid or somebody who's never turkey hunted before, it's still good to have decoys out there, so that again, you can have a little bit of room to move if you have to, and have that gobbler's mind over on something else outside of where you're set up at. So that's another time when I think it pays to have decoys. But again, if it's just me by myself, I want me, the turkey, and that's it, because I just have better luck that way, and I still think that's the best way to hunt them, personally. So again, that's just my breakdown of decoys and what I think about them. But hey, I still feel like that I have a better chance of killing a gobbler if it's just me and him. And you know, if that gobbler shies away from a decoy and I know that decoy messed me up, you know, I want to set fire to it. Whereas if it's just me and he don't come in for whatever reason, you know, for whatever reason he don't come in, there's no decoy out there, see, I don't know what messed him up. So I can't blame the decoy. So I have more of a peace of mind knowing that, well, he just didn't come in for whatever reason. That's okay, I'll hunt him another day. That's just my opinion. So I have more peace of mind knowing that he just didn't come in for whatever reason. But if that decoy messed me up, and I know it messed me up, boy, it makes me hate him even worse. But decoys can be effective on the right property with the right gobbler and the right flock of gobblers that's maybe a little bit more older age class. You can have some great experiences. But if you can learn to hunt turkeys without decoys, then boy, you are double trouble, because you can kill them with decoys and you can kill them without decoys. And to me, that's the best way, because it doesn't matter where I go in the United States, I can kill them without them and I can kill them with them. So that's the best way to learn. Get better at your calling, get better at setting still, get better on setups, and learning how to hunt turkeys effectively with better setups, and you'll never need another decoy in the day in your life. Just go out there and hunt them. But decoys can work, decoys can be great. Just don't get in your mind that you got to have one to kill one, and you'll be a lot better turkey hunter if you can hunt with them, without them. Boy, I tell you what, it can just be a blast when we'll go out there and have that confidence. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned because we got a lot more great turkey hunting education coming down your way in the weeks to come. So make sure to subscribe to this channel, and make sure to check out all of our partners below and the links below. Stoker Shotguns, Tidewe, where you can get some great hunting apparel and great hunting blinds also. If you don't have a blind, go to Tidewe and go over there and use that promo code Dale and get you a pop-up blind so you can have one for turkey season when you need it. Rangefinders, boots, man, there's just a lot of great turkey hunting stuff over there. So go over there and make sure to use that promo code Dale for even a better discount. Check out Stoker Shotguns, check out Game Cuffs, where you can get a turkey tote that it's really nice, and you can carry that gobbler out when you get him. Check out Kona Scopes, check out Spring Fever Custom Calls, where you can get my old Sly series, Matt Dell series of turkey calls. The little Sly will hopefully be back in stock. I know many people has asked when that call was going to be back in stock. They're making them, I promise. They just keep making them, but they just keep selling out. But just go over there, keep on checking, and hopefully you'll get you one, because that thing is going to kill a lot of turkeys in the next few weeks. You mark my words, that's going to be a turkey killing little machine right there. So you got to get you one. SpringFeverCustomCalls.com, and we appreciate everybody that watches. So we'll see you in the next video.